What is your point of view on learning habits? There's people saying use the tomato technique. Study 20 minutes, take a 5 or 10 minutes break, then sit down again. Should I do once a week? I open the learning app and study the course, or do I do it on one Friday that I take off and in 8 hours I crack the whole thing?
I don't believe in any of those techniques because everyone is different. Also, depending on the time of the year, you don't have the same energy. Plus, women, we are more hormonal. So, like, don't ask me to learn in one of my phases of the menstrual phases where my brain is not going to process the information. And then I have another phase that I'm more creative and I'm going to be more, having more motivation to learn. So these things doesn't work. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to apply a discipline and understand how your metabolism works regarding habits. And habits depend on motivation, and motivation depends on dopamine. So there's different things that you need to learn. First of all, like stop following gurus. Of course, it's good to learn like all the different techniques. Like for example, for me, working like without time blocking, it will be impossible because it works really well for me. But I think you try it and it didn't work for you. And for me, that's an amazing technique. And the Pomodoro technique or whatever, like for me, doesn't work either. I will give you an example. Like for a lot of people, going to the gym after work at 6 is the best thing you can give them. You will have to pay me to go to the gym after 6. But I'm capable to wake up in the morning and go to the gym. That for other people will be impossible. So that's the first example that breaks all the rules of like what is correct or not correct to do or what is the best technique. So understanding how your biorhythms work, and that's something that you need to observe on yourself. That's the first step to create a habit. The second step to create a habit is to understand the rhythms, to understand more like not the rhythms, like say like how the dopamine, that's the neurochemic that helps you to be motivated, works. So it's important that you create short goals with a reward for yourself. Because the brain, I told you in the beginning of the interview, just work with pleasure or pain. So if I want to be motivated to do something, I need to feel pleasure, I need to feel this benefit. If my benefit is long-term, if I have to sacrifice 1 year to gain 2 kilos of muscle or to lose 2 kilos of fat, like it's too long-term. But if my motivation is to win 0.25 in the first week, my brain feels more motivated to do it. So you need to shorter those benefits on your brain and then creating the discipline. And will be hard because creating a habit is a myth of the 21 days. Actually, an average is 67 days to create a habit. And also depends on what kind of habit you want to create. So it's painful. Why is painful? Because again, you need to understand how the brain works. Creating a habit means spending more energy. And the brain just wants to survive, doesn't want to make you work. So you will have to go against of the brain function. So there is no way to do things easy. You need to feel uncomfortable if you want to get things in life. But like if you think about the best things you got in life, the best things, the ones that really fulfills you, it could be a job, it could be your kids, it could be whatever. Think about it. None of them were easy. The things that most fulfill you, it requires energy. It requires sacrifice. And if it's easy and it comes easy, it also goes away fast and easy.
Good one. So combining long-term with short-term goals and incentives, motivation is the key.